The lighter was warm. I'd thrown it in the harbor 6 weeks ago. Watched it sink. The raven engraving was the last thing I saw before the black water closed over it. Gone. I was certain. And now it was on my nightstand at 6:14 in the morning, warm to the touch, like someone had been holding it all night. Dispatch called at 6:17. A man, burned from the inside out. Locked office, 14th floor of the Harwick building. No accelerant, no exit. Just a chair with a human silhouette pressed into the fabric like a brand. And the smell of ozone. That electric charge you get after lightning, or after a lighter, flicked too many times in a sealed room. I pocketed it and went. Officer Reyes was already on scene. Clipboard, pencil, the particular calm of a man who has never once in his life been surprised. He stood at the perimeter tape like he'd been built there.
Spontaneous combustion, rare but documented.
The door was locked from the inside. Sprinklers never triggered.
Mechanical malfunction. We're logging it.
He said, spontaneous combustion, the way a man says Tuesday. Peachy. The desk was untouched. Coffee cup upright. Half-eaten sandwich. A case file open to page 1. Top sheet burned cleanly away. Second page intact. I almost didn't stop at it. The handwriting on what remained looked familiar in a way I didn't want to examine. I moved to the chair instead. The silhouette in the fabric was exact, not smeared. Precise dimensions of a seated adult male. Shoulders slightly forward, left hand resting on the armrest. The posture of a man who's been sitting in that chair for years. On the baseboard, a black coin. 2 heads, no tails. I picked it up, dropped it in my coat pocket. Found out later I already had one in the other pocket. I don't remember where I got the first. I asked Reyes for a victim ID. He checked his clipboard for a long time.
14th floor shows no registered tenant. Vacant 3 years. No lease, no name.
Someone locked the door from the inside.
You keep mentioning that.
I've worked 31 cases in the Harwick building. I know that office. And standing in it, looking at the shape burned into that chair, I had the specific, nauseating feeling that the office knew me back. There was a photograph on the wall. Smoke darkened, invisible until I wiped it. This office, this desk, a man sitting in the now burned chair, trench coat, fedora, back to the camera. His coat had a burn mark on the left lapel. Small, round, a cigarette burn. I have one on my coat. I've never had it repaired. I looked at the case file again. Second page, an address, 4th and Maine, a date of death at the top of the page. I checked it 3 times. All 3 times it said 12 years from now. I went back to Reyes, asked who called it in, who authorized the scene assessment, who signed off on spontaneous combustion as a working theory before a single test had been run.
The call was logged automatically. The system flags thermal anomalies across the district. Been running 4 years. Very reliable.
The system reported a dead man with no name in an office with no tenant. I was alone in the office when I placed the smell I hadn't been able to name all morning. Under the ozone, under everything else. My cologne, a brand they stopped making years back. I've been using the last of an old bottle for 3 years. Nobody in this city smells like this. Nobody in this city could. The photograph on the wall, the man with his back turned, the burn on his lapel, the lighter on his desk, his left hand on the armrest, his right hand out of frame. Old Joe was at the corner of 4th and Maine when I came out. He always is. He extended the morning paper toward me before I reached him, toward a footstep still half a block away. I've stopped asking how.
Cold one, detective.
Below the fold, Harwick building, arson investigation opened. I checked the masthead. The date was 12 years from today. Same date as the case file. Same date as the dead man with no name who burned from the inside out in a room that officially doesn't exist. I put the paper under my arm, turned back toward the Harwick building, because there was something I'd missed. There's always something I'd missed. That's the one thing St. Grit has always been generous with. Just enough to keep you looking, never enough to let you stop. At the entrance, I looked up at the 14th floor. The smoke was gone. The light was on. Someone was already working. I went home. Checked the photograph on my nightstand. Me, my desk, my coat with the burn on the left lapel. My left hand resting on the armrest. My right hand out of frame. The lighter wasn't in it.
Page 6, bottom left. Don't skip the names.